Hey everyone, so the time is here when we can finally talk about Big Eyes. My fellow Tim Burton fans will probably agree that the last 2 years waiting for him to direct another film have been a little bit agonising because, you know, Dark Shadows and Frankenweenie were both fantastic and I was really looking forward to Big Eyes, and I can now say that it is well and truly worth the wait. So Big Eyes tells the story of Margaret Keane and her husband Walter, and what I will say is that I went in completely blind with this. I purposely made no intention to read any biographies of Margaret Keane and only basically knew the basics, that she was a painter whose husband was taking credit for her work. That is all I knew. And I would recommend that approach to anybody who wants to have the same experience that I did, because I had no idea what was coming next. Because it is based on her life, obviously events will unfold in certain sequences, and because I had no idea what those were, it was a complete surprise, and I think the element of not having any idea what's going to happen next made it a little bit more compelling than what it even would be. It's set around the 1950s and the use of colour is great. The vivacity of some colour against kind of later darker scenes works well. Costume design is by Colleen Atwood. I don't think we expect it to be anybody else for a Tim Burton film, and just visually the film is very stunning and very attractive. The story itself is gripping, but it's also quite scary. The fact that, first of all, her husband is taking credit for her own work is shocking in itself, but the way it unfolds, the way Walter's character develops is quite a shocker, and that is why I'm glad that I knew nothing of the biography behind their relationship before watching this, because I did not expect it to take the turn that it did, or the turn as serious as it did. And I'm not going to say what it is because I do not want to spoil it, but I was quite terrified, and I was sitting in the front row of the cinema with this giant screen in front of me, and Walter Keane just like, you know, about to fall on my head. It was really quite creepy. Margaret's character is emotional, it's very heartbreaking. If you are an artist, you know, I write novels, I don't know, if you're a songwriter or a painter or whatever, if you put your heart and soul into something and then somebody else takes credit for it, it would be heartbreaking, and I could not imagine spending a year or 2 years writing something for somebody else's name to be put on that. That's why I could never be a ghostwriter, and I know there are a lot of people who make a lot of money and get a lot of fame from novels they've written which have actually been ghostwritten, and I could never be that ghostwriter. It would break my heart. So I kind of understand to a teeny degree what Margaret was going through when other people were congratulating her husband on this fantastic Child with the Big Eyes painting, and these paintings are remarkable. I'll probably dot them all over this video at some point. They are beautiful, and I would happily have one on my wall. The girl holding the cat is the one I want. And for somebody to take credit for that, it's not on. Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz are absolutely amazing in this. I actually believe the cast are up for some awards. Off the top of my head I can't name what they are, but I think this is going to do fantastically well. Basically all the critics are behind it. I've not read a lot of reviews as I didn't want my own opinion to be hindered until after this video, but basically every headline that I've read is praising this film to the hilt, and there's absolutely 100% truth in everything that they say. That is positivity as far as I'm concerned. It is brilliant. There was not one point in it when I thought this is slow, or that line didn't sound right, or that scene's a bit off. It is beautiful from start to finish. I'm not even that biased, even though I probably am a little bit because I'm a diehard Tim Burton fan, so will worship the ground he walks on. But seriously, there are so many beautiful things about Big Eyes that I would struggle to find a fault. It is not my favourite Tim Burton film because nothing will ever beat Sweeney Todd, ever. But it's definitely high up there. I cannot wait for the DVD to come out so I can watch it again and again and again. I hope there are some special features on that DVD, as I'd love some behind the scenes footage of this film. And I'm not always going to say that about every film because sometimes I'm just not that fussed. But there's a lot about Big Eyes that I'd love to know. How did they do that? You know, what was the decision made with that? And it's very compelling, it's quite different to what Tim Burton's done previously, at least in the sense that there's not really an element of it that is, you know, mystical or fantastical. It's very real, it's very gritty, it's truthful, it's, you know, it's based on true life. But it still has that Burton essence to it, primarily brought forth through the emotion in the paintings. But I love it from start to finish, and also this is a really random thing, but the way it says it like a Tim Burton film and that in the start, it's written in paint. I just thought it was a beautiful touch and I love it. No complaints with Big Eyes at all, completely worth the wait of about 2 years, onwards and upwards to Miss Peregrine. I think that's been confirmed official that he's doing that, so I'm really looking forward to that one. But if you haven't seen Big Eyes, go now, just as soon as you finish watching this video, go and see it. It's beautiful. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!